Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. Ask me how we got here, 'cause you don't know how. You say we're taking on water, yeah, we're sinking now. You're looking all concerned, like we're gonna drown. But we both know how to swim, no worries, let's float for now. Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me. Let's take it slow. I drag you out your mind, and there are days I hate you, but baby, you're still mine. And we have the best times, no matter what we do. And even when we don't, there's nobody I'd rather choose. Let's take it slow. Where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Slow, where you go, I go too. And if you hit the bottom, I'm going down with you. Let's take it slow. Who cares where we gotta be? You know you'll have a good time wherever you're with me.
What's going on, guys? JSGC here, and we are here for another Manchester City video. Today we're going to be doing a Manchester City live watch-along. The live watch-along is of Manchester City's Premier League game against Brighton and Hove Albion, away from home at the Amex Stadium. Literally nothing riding on this game, but doesn't mean it's not going to be a good game, an interesting one, and a strong lineup put out there from Manchester City. So I'll be honest with you guys, I'm looking forward to it. It's nice to have a game with absolutely zero pressure. All we need to do is have a watch of this game. How are we looking in terms of sharpness, in terms of form, and of course, keeping the players fit, fresh, ready to go, and most importantly, injury-free. We've got a couple of massive games coming up. In just over 10 days time, we've got the huge FA Cup final against Manchester United. And, of course, the week after, got the big Champions League final. So these two Premier League games, whilst I can sit here and say a little bit of a hindrance for us, may as well go and put out the EDS team because it's not that important for Manchester City. But at the end of the day, we've built ourselves a really good unbeaten run. We've built ourselves up to a position here where Manchester City want to keep their momentum going, because I have a feeling that if we can win our next couple of games, then it extends our unbeaten run in the Premier League, it extends our winning streak, and puts us in a really good position heading into the two big cup finals, because it might not seem like too much once you're on the pitch, but in the build-up to a big game, there is no better preparation than winning your previous game, because it just helps you to get into that mindset that every game is big, every game is important, and every game helps you on your goal to what you want to achieve come the end of the season. And I firmly believe that's why Pep Guardiola has gone with a strong team today, because we've got players out there battling to try and get their sharpness up. We've got individual records on the line as well for some of the players as well. So I think this is going to be, this is great preparation. I can't tell you in terms of a game being pretty pointless, which is what this game is, but in terms of preparation, I can't think of a better game to prepare for than facing Brighton and Hove Albion, because they're not a physical team, they're not a park the bus team, they're a team that will have a go at Manchester City and they'll play without fear. They play a pretty similar style to what Erik ten Hag does. Now, we don't want to be facing Manchester United, we don't want to be revealing any of our secrets, so you want to be facing top quality teams that are going to challenge us, push us, so if there's any lessons to be learned, they get learned now, and not when it's too late in a cup final. So to me, this is a big game. It's an important game for Manchester City, and I am looking forward to it. So before I do crack on with this live watch along, make sure, like always, if you are enjoying the content, then please do subscribe to my channel. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. We're now just over 750 subs away from 30,000 subscribers, so any help towards that would be much appreciated. Also, don't forget as well, social media links, they're in the description below, and also on the yellow banner too if you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also in the description, and also in on the yellow banner too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. TikTok link also in the description if you want to go and follow me on there. That would be much appreciated. Also, don't forget as well to leave a thumbs up. You know the aim, 100 likes. That's what we're pushing hard for here. We're now less than 80 likes away, so let's get them likes up. Any help towards that would be fantastic. Also, don't forget as well to leave your thoughts in the live chat, including your score prediction for this game, and also where you are tuning in from. That would be much appreciated. Just head into the chat. We've got Aymeric, thanks very much for tuning in, much appreciated. MCFC Champions, thanks very much for tuning in. Going for a 5-0 victory today for City. FIFA, thanks for tuning in. Going for a 7-0 victory and a Haaland hat-trick, which would put him right in contention for them 40 goals, which I'm sure will be on Haaland's mind. And realistically, he's got now and Brentford to get that done. He needs 4 goals. Realistically, needs at least a goal today. Might even need 2 or 3 to put him in a strong position. We'll have to wait and see. And what will be interesting will be to see just how many minutes Erling Haaland's going to get from this game and what rotation City are going to choose to go with, not just for here, but also for the Brentford game as well. So that'd be very interesting. Boy Razor says that lineup more than enough for Brighton, even a Brighton team that's chasing 5th. It's too strong, he reckons. Manchester City coming out on top. John, thanks very much for tuning in as well. Much appreciated. The Bill, thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated as well. Anybody else? I apologise if I've missed anybody else. Big Morgan, thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. Going for a 3-1 victory and no injuries, which is, of course, one of the biggest aims from this game. We don't want to lose this game, but equally, we don't want any injuries, because imagine we win this game 3-0, but Rodri got injured and he's out for the next month. It's a disaster. Absolute disaster. It completely overshadows Man City winning here. So that's what we want to be doing. As I said, Brighton aren't the most physical of teams. They're not going to purposefully go out there to try and hurt and injure Manchester City. Brentford won't do that either. I don't see United doing that either. So that is good news, I think, for Manchester City. So I just wanted to speak very quickly about today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by BetMate. The links and details, they are in the description and also in the live chat. It is a free app to download, so if you want to go and download that, then that would be much appreciated. They are running a pot for this game. JSGC is in one of the other pots rather than the main pot. So I'm going to speak first about the main pot. It's £3 to enter. You can use code JSGC10 on sign up. You'll get £10 in 3 bets, and you can join the pot for free. The pot's worth £200. It's the next available pot that's on the BetMate home screen. Alternatively, if you just want to go in at the bottom and type in the code is FF-BHA-MCI. So that's BHA, Brighton and Hove Albion, their initials, BHA-MCI. The pot is worth £200, paying up to the top 10 places, with first place getting a very cool £45. Now, JSGC fancy doing something different, took a bit of a risk, entered the £1 pot instead, £15, but it only pays to the person that finishes first. So I'm backing myself, and I have stacked my BetMate team full of Manchester City players for this pot. So I'm going to go very quickly through my team, because I've had to do a lot of rotation from my preview that I spoke about. And I've gone with Ortega-Moreno in goal. I've got 2 defenders, 1 for City, John Stones, and I've got 1 for Brighton, which is Estupinan. I've probably butchered his name. Sorry about that. Midfield made up of City players. I've got Foden and Kevin De Bruyne. And up top, I've got Mahrez and Erling Haaland. On the bench, I've got Steele, Colwill, Gross, and also Enciso as well, of Brighton and Hove Albion. So I'm backing Manchester City today to win this game. Now, also, you will find on BetMate, they're running a £5,000 jackpot for the final Premier League game. You predict which teams you're gonna, who are going to win, who's going to lose, who's going to draw, etc., etc. You get the gist. You get what I'm on about. And it's paying a whopping £1,200 for first place. It's paying. It's absolutely incredible. Just looking at the price breakdown, it's absolutely incredible. The jackpot worth £3,000. It's a massive pot. So do go and check out BetMate. And as I said, it's £5 to enter that Premier League final weekend. Massive £5,000 jackpot. But if you use code JSGC10 on sign up, you get £10 in free bets you can enter for free. Links and details there in the description. Normal rules do apply. It is only available to those in the UK only, and you do have to be 18 or over. Do remember, if you are going to gamble, do gamble responsibly, and when the fun stops, stop. So there we go. Do let me know your score predictions then. So we're going to go through the teams. We're going to start off first with Manchester City's opponents for today, and that is Brighton and Hove Albion. They're lining up today with Jason Steele in goal. It looks like it's a back 4 with Moises Caicedo starting as their right back. They've made quite a few changes. They're starting with so Moises Caicedo starting on the right-hand side of defence. Left-hand side, this is according to Sky Sports anyway, it's how they've got them starting. It's on the left-hand side, Pervis Estupinan. in the centre-backs is Van Heck and Colwill. Then a midfield three made up of Pascal Gross, Billy Gilmore and Enciso. On the right-hand side is Facundo Buonan. I'm terrible with names, aren't I? Buonanotte. I probably butchered that. Do apologise. Mitoma starting on the left-hand side and danger man for City to look out for today. Danny Welbeck starting up top, former Manchester United man. Pretty strong bench, though, for Brighton. Mikhail, the goalkeeper. They've also got Dunk, Veltman, Webster, Ayari, Piupian, Mac Allister, Undav and Evan Ferguson. Now, I thought Evan Ferguson would have started this game, scored a brace in his last game. Don't know why he started, and Danny Welbeck is tactical, needs a rest. I'm not sure. I don't know why Alexis Mac Allister's not starting. I don't know why Lewis Dunk's not starting. I don't know why Veltman's not starting. It's a very strong bench from Brighton. They've rotated quite a bit of their squad, and I can't really put my finger on why. I'd have thought they'd have been well up for this game, and they'd be thinking to themselves, they want to push Manchester City to try and pick up them 3 points. I know they've got nothing to play for. They're going to seal 6th place. As long as they don't lose by 10 today, that will be sealed, even though they're facing Aston Villa, who are 7th in their final game. It's all but done and dusted. I'm amazed they've made so many changes. Manchester City, 7 points clear at the top, already lifted the Premier League. We're Premier League champions, got nothing to play for, other than looking forward to the FA Cup final and the Champions League final. So that'll explain why Man City have rotated for Brighton. Not so sure. Anyway, Man City gone pretty strong with City starting 11, starting in goal. Number 18, Stefan Ortega-Moreno given the nod ahead of Ederson. And I'm almost certain at the weekend Ederson will be given the nod to keep him nice and sharp ahead of the Cup finals. I really wouldn't rule out Stefan Ortega-Moreno starting that FA Cup final. Champions League final, I think, will be given to Ederson, though. Now, Man City, back four. Kyle Walker, right-hand side. Rico Lewis, left-hand side is what Sky Sports have got. I'm expecting it to be a back three made up of Kyle Walker on the right-hand side, potentially John Stones or Rodri on the left-hand side, and the other going through the middle. I reckon it'll be Kyle Walker right-hand side, Rodri through the centre, and John Stones on the left-hand side with Rico Lewis occupying out as Manchester City's inverted fullback. I also wouldn't rule out Rico Lewis going for a back four here, starting on the left-hand side, and he's going to invert and sit alongside Ilkay Gundogan, who started as Manchester City's defensive midfielder today, and alongside him is Bernardo Silva and Kevin De Bruyne. On the right wing for City is Riyad Mahrez, left wing Phil Foden, and starting up top is number 9, Erling Haaland. Strong midfield, strong attack from Manchester City. The big surprise is coming at the back with quite a few players being rested and left at home. Jack Grealish given a full rest, left at home. Aymeric Laporte, I thought he'd have been starting this game, because if he's not going to be starting these games, when is he? I don't know. He's not in the squad. He's stayed at home. I don't know whether he's got a little niggle that Pep was on about pre-match about a couple of players having niggles and not going to feature. Maybe Aymeric Laporte's one of them. I would have thought he'd have been starting this game otherwise, so there we are. Other players left at home. Ruben Dias, presume he's got a little niggle as well, so he's getting a nice rest along with Manuel Akanji. I presume Kyle Walker in the final game will get a rest for Manchester City. Who else has been left at home then? It's all come from defence, really, for Manchester City today. Sorry, guys, just needed a drink. Nathan Ake, of course, not fit yet. So he's not in the squad for Manchester City. Elsewhere, looking pretty strong in that starting 11. On the bench, though, after having a really strong bench at the weekend against Chelsea, not so much for this game here, with quite a few young players included. Now, on the bench for City today, we've got Ederson, and the only keeper on the bench. So, no Lord Scott Carson coming off the bench to make an appearance for City. Instead, nods given to young players like Shea Charles and Alex Robertson, Nico O'Reilly and Ben Knight all included. So it'd be a good opportunity here if City could grab 2 or 3 by the second half, bring on some of these young players, make their debuts, try and have a chance here to show what they can do, to try and impress. That would be really good to see. Also looking towards more experienced players on the bench. You've got players like Cole Palmer, Kalvin Phillips, Sergio Gomez, and also Julian Alvarez. I wonder what the average age of that bench is. Can't imagine it to be that old at all. Now, I'm surprised Kalvin Phillips hasn't been given the nod here, but there we go. I was pretty impressed, and I thought he'd be given the nod here to showcase more about what he can do. I thought Cole Palmer had a very good game against Chelsea as well. also on the bench. And Alvarez had a good game, also on the bench as well. Phil Foden, though, he impressed, but I'm sure if Jack Grealish was good to go, he might have been on the bench as well, just how Manchester City work. Now, in terms of score prediction, it's difficult. I think if Brighton had gone full strength, I think this might have been a very difficult game for City. As it is, I think City will win. I think City will win today, and I think it will be 2-0 to Manchester City, and City to move into the 90 points and have some great preparation heading into, of course, Manchester City's FA Cup final and the big Champions League final as well. So just heading to the chat. Thanks so much for everybody for tuning in. That is much appreciated. We've got Raheem, thanks for tuning in, going for a 2-0 victory today for Manchester City and reckons it will be a Haaland brace. Julia, good evening. Thanks so much for tuning in. Much appreciated as well. So yeah, do let me know your score predictions in the live chat for this game, as we are now less than 5 minutes away from kickoff for this game. Looking forward to it. Should be a good game. So yeah, hopefully we'll be able to have a nice, entertaining game of football. Plenty to talk about, and of course, no injuries. I think that might just be the most important thing from this game at the Amex Stadium today. As the bill says, hoping to City to win by 3 or 4 today, which would be nice. It'd be really nice to see Erling Haaland grab a couple of goals and have a realistic opportunity heading into the final game of hitting them 40 goals in a Premier League season. We'll see. We'll have to wait, and and see if that does end up happening. So, just before we have the players heading into the tunnel, do remember to leave a thumbs up. That would be much appreciated. We are aiming for 100 likes now, over a quarter of the way there, as we are now just 73 likes, 72 likes now, away from 100 likes. So any help towards that would be much appreciated. Subscribe if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. You can see Brighton's got the pyrotechnics out. The flags are out. It's their final home game of the season, and they've had an outstanding season, a season that's going to deliver Europa League football to Brighton and Hove next season, which I'm sure is very exciting for their fans. So lots to celebrate, of course, for them today. Also, don't forget as well, social media links, they're in the description below and on the yellow banner too. If you want to go and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. Email also in the description too if you want to hit me up for any sponsorships for any videos or any general business inquiries. Email also in the description. I've just done that, haven't I? I love being live, it's funny. Also, don't forget as well to subscribe if you are new around here. What else we got? Leave your thoughts in the live chat, including your score and score prediction for this game and where you're tuning in from. And finally, do go and check out today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by BetMate. Links and details there in the description and also in the live chat. So Brighton's made their way out. How tempting must it be for Ilkay Gundogan to follow them? He has to hold back because Brighton are doing a guard of honour. And it's lovely to see the staff in the tunnel giving Manchester City a round of applause as well as to make their way out. Class. I absolutely love that. The Brighton fans are applauding as well as Manchester City make their way out as Premier League champions and getting a nice guard of honour from Brighton as well. Love that. Classy club. Really classy. Never get bored of having a guard of honour. It is fantastic to have. And yeah, great reception that from the Brighton fans, the Brighton players, and also the Brighton staff as well. As Manchester City, the team have made the way out. Pep Guardiola's ready and waiting. We're ready and waiting for kickoff for this game. Brighton's team's not small, is it? Wow. Of course, Man City's got the very own Erling Haaland, 6'4", towering above everybody else. We love that. Love that a lot. Is Ruben, Akanji and Laporte still hungover? Maybe. Pep Guardiola said pre-match there were niggles, they were feeling a bit of discomfort. I'm sure that's a big reason why Laporte's been left out, because this would be an ideal game for him to have been starting him. Jack Grealish probably. If you say it was Jack Grealish feeling hungover, I'd say probably more than likely. But it just doesn't seem very Ruben Dias like, Manuel Akanji like, so I presume they're two players that played a lot of football. They need a good rest. To be honest, I probably wouldn't be starting either of them in our game against Brentford either. We don't need to, do we? We don't need to start these players if we don't want to. I love Sky Sports graphic here. They've got Rico Lewis as our right back, Bernardo Silva as our left back, Kyle Walker and John Stones as our centre back. I'm not sure that's how City are going to be lining up today. I reckon it's going to be a back three for City. I reckon right-hand side, Kyle Walker. Going through the centre, Rodri and John Stones occupying on the left-hand side, and Rico Lewis cutting more into the middle is what I reckon will be happening in this game. But we'll see. We'll see who is right. I'm excited to see the Viking, Erling Haaland. We want some goals for Erling Haaland. That'd be great, wouldn't it? Equally, a lot of pace, a lot of precision in this Brighton team. So the City defence is going to be up against it. Could have been worse. Brighton could have gone with an even stronger team. But as it is, should be interesting. And Manchester City fans, I know a lot of the fans that had tickets for this have been trying to move their ticket on. I don't know if all of them have made the way down, but that away end looks pretty full to me, if I'm honest. And yeah, fair credit to all the City fans making the way down. Not the easiest trip on a Wednesday night for what is now a meaningless game for us. Hence a lot of fans trying to move the tickets on, just trying to save a little bit of money, ready for the FA Cup final and ready for the Champions League final as well, which isn't going to be cheap for anybody, of course. So I can understand why they've moved it on, as we do have kickoff here for this game between Manchester City and Brighton and Hove Albion taking place at the Amex Stadium. Manchester City attacking from right to left, Brighton attacking from left to right. Brighton's playing today in their home strips of the navy blue and white stripes, white shorts and white socks. Manchester City starting today in their away strip, the same shirt that I'm wearing just here, which is the striped red and black colours with black shorts and black socks. Mike, thanks for tuning in. Going for a 3-1 victory today for Manchester City. I'm very happy with that. I won 2-0. I went for a Haaland brace. City, we've won a few times at Brighton before. So it's not one of the grounds that Manchester City struggle at. Like Spurs' stadium, where I love the comments from Pep Guardiola after the Chelsea victory in the build-up to this game, saying he's achieved so much this season. What's his aim for next season? To go and score a goal at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Which I thought were brilliant comments from Pep. As Jason Steele just sends this ball long. Kyle Walker pulls that one apart and takes control of the ball. And a free kick given against Kyle Walker on Mitoma there. Walker protected the ball. That's a very, very poor decision from the referee. Very poor decision. They're coming together shoulder to shoulder with Kyle Walker in possession of the football. And he's deemed to have fouled Mitoma. Ridiculous decision. That free kick given then to Brighton. The sun's out. Nice and warm down on the south coast today. I think they've been looking at temperatures over 20 degrees in Celsius. So a free kick here for Brighton. We'll try and get a few of their physical players forward. Ball comes forward, headed clear by City, and here is Bernardo Silva now. Sent clear by Kyle Walker towards Erling Haaland. He gets the touch to Bruyne. Works that ball onto the left-hand side. Rico Lewis takes control of the ball, gives it to Foden, and just work backwards here. City look to try and keep hold of possession. Brighton pressing that Man City midfield, and Bernardo Silva had to drop a little bit deeper to help out. Here is De Bruyne, but naturally, if there's a high press going on in the middle from Brighton, it does mean there may be a little bit of space in and around past that midfield, attacking towards their defence. So if Man City can stretch that pitch nice and wide, we could have a bit of success. It'd have been great to have had Jack Grealish. I can't help but feel like this game would have been perfect for a Jack Grealish sitting tight on that left wing for City. Stretch that pitch. Great on the ball. Great to move the ball around. Tracks back really well. Would have been a real asset, but it is what it is. Jack Grealish getting a full rest for Manchester City today. Seamus, thanks for tuning in. And Andy, thanks for tuning in as well. Andy tuning in from York with Alison. Thank you very much for tuning in. Much appreciated. So Seamus says, what does everyone think of the new Manchester City home shirt? Let me know. What's your thoughts? New one's been released. We've had the rumours come out about the away kit and the third kit. Whichever the darker coloured kit is it the third kit? I think is probably my favourite out the three kits. I'll be honest though, I think the home shirt's pretty smart. When I first saw the leaks, wasn't that keen, to be honest. But seeing since they've officially released it and had some better images of the shirt, I think it looks all right, to be honest. I mean, to be fair, I'm not the biggest fan of Puma. I'd probably put them on par with Nike's kits. They're not my favourite kits in the world, but some of the stuff that they've put out there haven't been bad kits. There's some of the Nike kits that I like. There's some of the Puma kits that I like. This one that I'm wearing here, is a nice shirt. It's a nice shirt, I think. The Man City home shirt that we've had this season's a nice shirt. The next season's home shirt is a nice shirt. I always compare it to like the 09-010 kits with the Umbro ones. They're my favourite kits. So they're like classics, absolute classics, fantastic shirts. Material of them is perfect. They're well made, crafted, and they look good. So when I compare shirts, I look towards them shirts. That's a good ball in, and Haaland needs to find the back of the net there. Foden just drifts it to the back post. Haaland's there, wins the header. He's unchallenged, a free header, just to put it in the back of the net, and he doesn't. Gamer, thanks for tuning in. Say not late today. I like that. Gamer going for 1-1 for this game. Reckons they'll get the point, which will be enough to seal Europa League football mathematically for them. Although it's pretty sorted already. Haaland needs to get his sharpness up. We don't want a rusty Haaland. And that's why he's starting today. Misses a great opportunity on 5 minutes to put City ahead. Andy, I agree with you. I love the classics. I like simple, traditional kits that are well made, that feel good, that don't feel like a cheap... Some of the Nike shirts that City had felt cheap, whereas the Umbro ones that we had felt good. They were the kind of shirts that I could wear casually, out and about. There's a lot of football shirts I can't wear out and about because, quite frankly, I think the material of them are poor. And some of the t-shirts you can pick up elsewhere for 10, 15, 20 pounds feel a lot better than what a football shirt does. And a football shirt sometimes can set you back a good 80, 90, 100 pounds. So they're not cheap, as Haaland gets into a good position here and well defended that from Brighton, and they can bring the ball away here. Man City just starting to grow into this game. Sharon, thanks for tuning in. Usman, thanks for tuning in as well. And MCFC champions. I don't see Haaland getting banned. They're trying to bring up that Wayne Rooney ban that they had that time. Wayne Rooney ran up to the camera and swore. This was Erling Haaland swearing to his friend, telling him how much he loves him. Not really the same thing. And also, the amount of dissent you see, you don't physically pick it up on the mic, but you can quite clearly see what the players are saying. That the amount of language and abuse that they give to opposition players, to fans, to referees in particular, as Brighton are into a great position here. And that's cracking defending from Phil Foden. Great defending from Foden. Welbeck looked like he was just going to tuck that one into the back of the net to give Brighton the lead. City wide open on that left-hand side. And Foden does so well to get back. Ortega-Moreno just encouraged Danny Welbeck to stroke that across the goal. And Danny Welbeck, it just seemed like slow motion. Takes control of the ball and then just hangs back for a second or two rather than just putting his foot through that. And I think Danny Welbeck should have done a little bit better. John Stones gets it clear then for Manchester City from the corner. The Bill, thank you very much for the donation. Much appreciated. Donating the $10 Australian. I presume that's what the A stands for on there. So thank you very much. Says he likes the new home shirt, suggesting sky blue shorts for the home games each season, white shorts for the away games each season, as Brighton have the shot on it, saved well by Ortega-Moreno. I do like the white shorts. But everyone's entitled to their own opinion. So thank you very much for the donation there. It does always split opinion about the shorts. You're not allowed to have a clash, are you, either on the shorts as well? You know, like Brighton today are playing in white shorts. So if Man City had an away shirt with white shorts, they'd have to go with a different colour. I think next season's other colour City have got is like a turquoise colour, which is what the women's team's going to be wearing. They wore a burgundy shirts this year. And then it's turquoise next year that they're looking at. But as I said, it's tradition for Man City. Man City like to have white shorts. And so I like the white shorts. We have had sky blue shorts in the past. Was it the 2012 season we had sky blue shorts when we won the Premier League with that famous Sergio Aguero goal? Correct me if I'm wrong. Boy Race says 2014 also blue shorts. We have had it a few times. I think they stopped it because fans were unhappy about it, if I remember. John says sky blue shirts, white shorts, navy or dark blue socks. I quite like the purple that City have got in. You know, on the collar for this year with the purple and the little line of red. As Ortega-Moreno stutters and is nearly tackled. City just faffing around at the back here, trying to get too technical. Brighton aren't a team that you get technical around. Ball gets threaded in. Good cut off that from Rodri. And Gundo gives it to John Stones. Ortega-Moreno just knocks that ball forward well to Erling Haaland. Takes control of that really well and gets it to Bernardo well. Here's Foden now. I expect to see Erling Haaland steaming forward like a train. Here he comes into the box now. Rico Lewis with the ball. De Bruyne. Work to the left-hand side. And a chance here for Bernardo Silva maybe to put a ball into the box. He chooses not to. Gives it to the KDB instead. De Bruyne does go for the cross. Blocked by Brighton. Gundo can regain control of the ball for City. Gives it to Rodri. Here is Kyle Walker now. He's got nowhere to go, so he's going to have to go back to John Stones. As we're on to 39 likes now, so we're 61 likes away from 100 likes. Any help towards that would be much appreciated. Subscribe as well if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell and put your push notifications on And do go and check out today's video sponsor, which is brought to you by BetMate. Links and details there in the description and also in the live chat. So here is Ortega-Moreno for Manchester City. And Ortega-Moreno is taking a heavy touch and just about wins the ball. He nearly conceded a penalty then. Ortega-Moreno is really struggling out there with his distribution. I already know that Ortega-Moreno's not the best with the ball at his feet. He's not Ederson. Really pushing Ortega-Moreno here. I was laughing at the City fans there chanting about Johnny Stones. I don't think you need the lyric book to work out the Johnny Stones chant. It goes, Johnny Stones. And that's it. City struggled to get to grips on this game so far. They really have. And that's going to be a free kick to Brighton. Man City are just a bit all over the place here. A free kick given to Brighton there. I think City are just struggling with the press. They're struggling with Brighton's press more than anything else. I still think, I've said this a few times, I still think that John Stones should be forefronting for Durex with the condoms. Johnny Stones, keeping protection. Have the Johnny Stones chant there, with him holding a Johnny. Extra protection. Securing the back line. I think they're missing a PR masterclass. There's a free kick from Pascal Gross is just straight into the midsection of Ortega-Moreno. It was a very flat, very low effort. Not sure how they thought they were going to beat Ortega-Moreno from that. But there you go. There you go. See, boy racers on it. Defend. Defense with Johnny. It's 2023. I don't think they'll be going with such adverts anymore like that. I think it'd be class. I do. Generally, I think that'd be class. I think that'd be really funny. Picture of John Stone's face on a condom wrapper as well. I could make John Stones even richer than what he already is. Looks miles offside and it's not given. What's going on? That looks like a free kick for City again. Not given. Can't wait to give Brighton the free kick. Can't fucking wait. Referee's fucking shite. Absolutely fucking shit. Two free kicks I thought City should have had there. Couldn't wait to blow for Brighton's free kick, though. And this free kick in a better area for Brighton. The plus side we've got, distribution might not be Ortega-Moreno's thing, but shot stopping and saving is his thing. So a free kick here for Brighton in a really good position, this. About 30 yards out, left to centre. Suitable for a left footer, this. They're going to get the right footer go instead, and it's off the crossbar. And City can clear. We can't have Danny Welbeck scoring past us. There's De Bruyne breaking forward really well. He's got Haaland to one side. Uses Haaland. Threads it back to KDB, and it's not a very good pass from Haaland, and Brighton can just gather that up. There you go, John. Johnny on the G spot. And as you say that line, it could be Johnny putting the ball in the back of the net, and the G spot is goal. You could do all kinds. I'm telling you, they're missing a marketing trick. That's a good ball, threaded through. Haaland's here, one-on-one. Haaland! Oh, he's pulled back. And it's a good save from Jason Steele, and Erling Haaland thought he was in. He's trying to round the keeper, and he's just... If there's one criticism, it's hard to criticise a striker that scored 36 Premier League goals, but Erling Haaland is so left-footed, it's unreal. You could just tell what his plan is there, and that is to just make sure he gets it onto his left foot. He cuts across the defender there. There is a little pull. I don't think there's enough in it. I think Haaland should shoot, and I think Haaland should score. Here's Brighton then. Shot comes in from Mitoma. Blocked well from Mahrez. First time I've seen Mahrez in this game. Here's De Bruyne and then bursting forward. He has to turn. Find support and finds it in Ilkay Gundogan. 21 minutes in here at the Amex Stadium. Brighton 0, Manchester City 0. Here's Johnny Stones. Gives it to Bernardo Silva now. To the left-hand side. Foden. Getting plenty of minutes right now, Phil Foden. Cuts himself inside. Takes 2 touches, lays it off. Mahrez thought about the shot. He wants to get into a better position. I think Mahrez should have taken that first time. City just hesitating. Like they're lacking a bit of confidence. They've got nothing to lack confidence over, but they're lacking it. As foot race there is won by Kyle Walker. And Manchester City can clear. Mark, thanks for tuning in. Much appreciated. Been 22 minutes of hard work this game so far. It is 0-0. Here's Kyle Walker now to Gundogan. Philip Walter Foden then on the left-hand side. Cuts inside. That's a good direct run from Foden. Gives it to Bernardo. Heavy touch from Bernardo Silva. And Brighton can come away with the ball here. And Inter Milan will be watching this, making some notes. Manchester United will be watching this, making some notes. And it'll be more interesting to watch this than what they'll have learnt against the Chelsea game, because there were so many changes. A lot of the players, 5, 6, 7 of these will be starting in them cup finals. So they'll be having a good watch of the likes of Haaland, Bernardo Silva, Kevin De Bruyne, Rodri, Johnny Stones, Kyle Walker. They'll all be featuring, you'll expect, in these cup finals. So this might just be a game of being patient for City. I think the most important thing here is just to make sure we don't concede first and stick at this game and stick with the game plan. Tighten up a little bit at the back and we'll be good to go. That's a great ball over. And here's Haaland now. Again, surely, Haaland! Surely! Squares it across. Foden! And it's into the back of the net for Manchester City. And there is the opening goal, just about. We even made hard work of the goal, but it's an assist for Haaland and a goal for Phil Foden. It'd be very harsh to give that as an own goal. And Manchester City do find the back of the net. It's a cracking ball forward. I think from Riyad Mahrez it was. Brighton, I said, have continued with this press. And there'll be space. There is space. That space at the back. Good ball over. Haaland, I'm sure, will have wanted the goal. But Pep Guardiola will be applauding that, because the most important thing is Manchester City scoring goals regardless of who's getting them. And that's well threaded through from Mahrez. Haaland with the assist. Foden with the goal. And Manchester City lead here at the Amex Stadium by 1-0. It's not the best of finishes from Foden. I think he's a bit lucky that he's managed to find the back of the net. And to be honest, if Foden didn't find the back of the net, a massive goal. You've got one defender that's not allowed to use his hand, just stood there. You've got a massive goal to aim at, and on his right foot he scuffs it at the defender, and the defender can't sort his feet and it goes in the back of the net. Anyway, there it is. 1-0. Manchester City lead here. Taken 25 minutes, but we got there. Another goal contribution for Erling Haaland. Here's Rico Lewis. Works the ball back to Ederson. A good flick on that from Mahrez. He tries to come forward. And under pressure there, Brighton now. And I think Manchester City's aim will just be to try and find that killer second goal. I imagine if City can, they might even start thinking about the bench for the second half, really. And Brighton's played well. They've caused City problems here. A chance here for a shot. They choose not to take it. It's a heavy touch in the end. Not the best at defending that from Rico Lewis. I mean, Rico Lewis is a cracking player. He's very good with the ball at his feet. I don't think he's the best defender in the world at this moment in his development. I think that's something over the next 2 or 3 seasons he can certainly improve on. I think there's games where teams who aren't going to play football Rico Lewis suits playing against. When pressed and up against it and there's defending to be done, and there's an area for development there. It's difficult because playing it's a relatively alien role, that inverted fullback role. There's seasoned professionals that wouldn't be able to do what Rico Lewis can do. So it's just one of them things. Again, it's more just Brighton are a good team. Good with the ball, good with the pressing, good with the tackling, good with the finishing. So guys, don't forget, leave a thumbs up. We're now just 5 likes away from 50 likes. So any help towards that would be great. Subscribe if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell and put your push notifications on. And do go and check out today's video sponsored BetMate. Links and details there in the description and also in the live chat. That Foden goal, my vice-captain, with a Haaland assist and a through ball for Mahrez, all in my BetMate for today. Surely means JSGC's picked up some points there. And JSGC is, yeah, half a point away as Rico Lewis tries to play Haaland in. Nathan Lars just ahead of me. He's got a captain Foden, which is doing the bits for him at the mo. The good news is no one's got the same team as me. So hopefully we can persevere with that. And it can pay dividends. Come the full-time whistle would be good. So 29 minutes in here at the Amex. 1-0 Manchester City lead. A shot comes in from Enciso and blocked and out for a corner to Brighton. As we're now 4 likes away from 50 likes, making some good progress. We're good to get to the halfway mark, always good, the first hurdle. Pascal Gross then it is with the corner here for Brighton. And some defending for Manchester City to do. And flicked at the back post. And into the back of the net. Manchester City are appealing long and hard for a handball. It's not being given. Every single City player asking for a handball. I think the referee has given a handball. He has given a handball. Goal disallowed. VAR will have a look at it, but the referee's on-field decision is it's handball. That was a good corner from Brighton. It was well flicked on. Oh yeah, as it's touched his arms, it's gone in. Yeah, it's hit his arm. I mean, that's harsh. So he's tumbled over, and as he's gone over, it's just hit his chest, and his arms are sliding. As he's sliding, touches his arm, and then goes into the back of the net. That's the rules, but it's harsh. And yeah, the goal is chalked off, and it remains 1-0. The bill. I didn't know Tina Turner had died, has she? Let me head on to the news. I've not heard that. Oh yeah, Queen of Rock and Roll Tina Turner dies in Switzerland, age of 83. Said she had a long illness and was died near Zurich over in Switzerland. That's very sad. Yeah, very sad. Here's Rico Lewis then for Manchester City. Works it to Rodri. Gives it to Ortega-Moreno. And I think if Man City ever needed a warning sign that Brighton are a good team, that disallowed goal is it. They've threatened the goal a few times, and Man City, I keep saying it, they need to tighten up a little bit at the back. We've got nothing to go. We've got a makeshift defence in, and we've got nothing to go at on the bench either. So the only way Man City can cope here really is through keeping the ball, moving the ball, defending well, and attacking well. Because if a game carried on like this, I can see Brighton finding a goal, and might be the next goal. It might be an equaliser. So As I said, warning signs are there. As we do hit 50 likes now, so we're halfway to our goal of 100 likes. So thank you to everybody that's left a thumbs up so far. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up, that'd be great. Let's get to them 100 likes, that would be fantastic. As City here thread a ball through to Foden, knocks a ball long towards Mahrez. A good touch in the penalty area from Mahrez. Gives it to Kyle Walker. And he has to work the ball back to Stones. Here's Rodri then. Gives it to De Bruyne, back to Rodri. Rodri playing centre-back for City today. And no Ruben Dias, and all of a sudden Man City don't look anywhere near as organised at the back. Coincidence? I think not. Here's Rico Lewis. He's got the run on the right-hand side. He's not used, and Erling Haaland tries to play a pass back, and it's again not the best of passes from Haaland, and it's not the first time I've said that in this game. So Brighton have hit the crossbar. They've had a goal disallowed. Here's Mitoma now coming forward for Brighton. Cross can come in. It's a good ball in and played towards the back post, and Rico Lewis just couldn't deal with that. And is that going back for a corner? As it took another ricochet and out for a goal kick. It's took a second ricochet out for a goal kick, but wow. As I said, warning signs. Here is Ortega-Moreno. Hesitates again and nearly slips. He doesn't want to slip. He doesn't want to do a Zach Stefan from last year in the FA Cup semi-finals. Here's the burst forward from Brighton and a good save from Ortega-Moreno. Good grief. You feel like the Brighton goal's coming. Again, Brighton into the penalty area. City can't get the ball at the Mo. Cross comes in, headed clear by Foden, and De Bruyne can pick that up, and that'll be a free kick for City. De Bruyne wants a yellow card, referee says no. The commentator is saying it was an accidental pullback. How do you accidentally just put your arm across somebody and bring them down? I think there's saving grace there for the yellow card not coming out is there was extra cover there. That had there been no cover there and De Bruyne was through, that would have been classed as a cynical challenge and that would have been a yellow card. As it is, Brighton get away with it. Here's Stones then to Ortega-Moreno. He has to go long again. Finds Mahrez. Gives it to Kyle Walker. He again just chips it into space. Haaland can't get control of that and Brighton can just work the ball back. City been resorting to long balls into space. Again, just City just struggling a little bit to find space. And as I said, Inter and Manchester United, they'll be making notes. Restrict the space. Press high. That'll be their note to themselves. And this is why I said this is an interesting game. Because Brighton are a very good team. And if they can smell and find weaknesses, they will. Chelsea, for example, at the weekend, aren't in any kind of form. They're not a very good team. And quite frankly, a Man City reserve team can turn up and beat them. That's exactly what happens. And nobody learns anything other than Man City's reserves feel good about it. And we got to lift the trophy. Brighton, on the other hand, this is a challenge. And Brentford at the weekend will be a challenge. They're well up for it. They're good teams with good managers and good players who have a game plan. Another shot comes in. And it's a fantastic goal for Brighton. I said it was coming, and it's Enciso with the goal. And it's a brilliant finish. That goal's been coming for about 10 minutes. Eventually, Brighton do find the goal. And it's a cracking goal at that. And Brighton find the equaliser. Of all the chances, that Brighton haven't put away, the most difficult of them, they go and put it away, and it's a good finish. As I said, United, Inter, they'll be making a little note of this. Mick Sid, thanks for tuning in, much appreciated. This is a great finish. And I tell you what, it'll take something special to beat Ortega-Moreno because he's a cracking shot stopper. And that is as good as they come. That is a fantastic finish. The City fans behind the goal are applauding that goal because it's that good of a goal. Enciso, take a bow. That is a fantastic finish. Absolutely fantastic. City are to concede. You don't mind conceding to goals like that because that is a brilliant finish. And we're going back to what I was saying before. City's defence here isn't where they want it to be. What Manchester City need to do is play to their strength here. We've got a great midfield and a great attack on show. Utilise them more. Get them more involved in the game because they found no way of getting them really that involved. We've scored the goal. We should have doubled the lead. Erling Haaland's missed a good opportunity. But other than that, I would say last 15 minutes, Brighton's probably been the better team. Here comes... City just need to get to grips to this. It's a cynical foul out from Bernardo, and that will be a yellow card. Bernardo Silva just takes the yellow card there. So I'm not dealing with that. Can't catch up to him. There you go. Down you go, my friend. And it's what Bernardo Silva does. There's a little shit house in him. It's what Bernardo does. He's a player that just... He's like a weasel. You love to have him in your team, but when he's playing against you, I can imagine a lot of opposition fans don't like Bernardo Silva that much. So Brighton into another good position here. More defending for City to do. Cross comes in. It's deep and onto the roof of the net. And out for a corner to Brighton. And more defending for Manchester City to do. And dare I suggest, could really do with a half-time whistle here. It really has been backs against the wall. But as I was saying before, this is how City's goal came about. Brighton are that energised and they're that high and attacking that it just leaves them vulnerable on the counter-attack. There was a small VAR check for handball there on Riyad Mahrez. And had it hit the other arm, that would have been handball because his arm was out, but it's not. It says he's turned in, it's hit his arm that's by his side. So... the check's complete. Handball isn't the decision, and it'll just be a corner instead. But still defending here for City to do. Cross comes in. Header is won by City in the end to the back post, and Bernardo Silva can hack that one clear. And Brighton can come away with the ball again. And as I said, City have found no way of getting their midfield. They've looked, it's all to do for me. We look a bit dodgy at the back because we've not got Ruben Dias there. We look a bit dodgy in midfield because we've not got our engine sitting right there, Rodri, because he's playing at centre-back. And I wonder if Man City might just have a look at this at half-time and see if they can get something changed. So at the moment, whatever it is, it ain't working. If we carry on like this for another 45 minutes, we'll lose. Here's Ortega-Moreno, launches this one. It's not a very good ball forward though, and it's just inviting pressure back onto ourselves as well. I'll be honest with you guys, in these 44 minutes, I've not been encouraged by what I've seen. And Danny Welbeck's into a good position. And it's 2-1. City want the offside flag. Danny Welbeck scores the goal. And Manchester City, thankfully, get that offside flag against Danny Welbeck. And he nearly gets his first goal. I mean, Brighton have had 2 goals disallowed, scored a cracking goal, hit the crossbar. He's just offside. He's about half a yard offside. It's a great finish from Welbeck, and City need to... It's dangerous. It's really dangerous. I'd like to say to you guys, this is Pep Guardiola overthinking it with all these comments he's been making pre-match about Brighton and having so much respect for them that he doesn't know what to do, and it just stinks of a Man City dropping points because Pep Guardiola isn't quite sure. But this is very much a case of, to me, Brighton are just a very good team who have come with a very good game plan, and Man City are struggling with that game plan because they're a really good team. De Bruyne, though, ball in, Foden! Oh, just over the bar, and there was an opportunity. I think this is going to be one of them games where Man City just need to be really clinical. There's been 3 or 4 good chances for City in this first half. We've put one of them away. We've not been that clinical, and a free header for Foden. Haaland had a free header. I mean, it's clipped the top of the crossbar, that from Foden. City's turn to hit the crossbar. The opportunities are there. We just... This is a very difficult game. Very difficult game. Had this been a game under pressure, where City needed to win this game because we haven't wrapped up the Premier League as of yet... This might have been a very, 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 very nervy next 45 minutes. As it is, in the grand scheme of things, results not that important. It's just important to learn the lessons. And in an ideal world, we win this game to keep our momentum, to keep our form, and we move from there. As Brighton just being put under the cosh here from City. City pressing, through their pressing, starting just to force some mistakes, and a very cheap free kick given away there from Rico Lewis. A very cheap free kick. I had them under the cosh there. As we're into the second minute now of the 3 minutes that have been added on here. It's a nasty landing, that. That goal from Brighton's, I think, of absolute beauty. Absolute finger beauty. Here's Brighton again coming forward. It's threaded through well. Why does John Stones not go to meet his man there? And the cross comes in. It's a free header and just about dealt with by Rico Lewis. John Stones should have been confronting that much earlier for me. It wasn't the best of touches, and he backed off. And eventually City can gather this one up. There's still 40 seconds left of this second half, so we're not out of the woods yet. We've seen Brighton have a couple of goals disallowed. They've clipped the woodwork. Scored a cracking goal. The instruction from the Phil Foden there for the defence just to push that line forward. And De Bruyne under pressure nearly gives the ball away. Rodri under pressure is fouled. Brighton not happy about it. He was pulling on his shirt. But again, the dangers are there. And if I'm City, City have taken it short. I'd have been taking my time. Let's just coast this to half time. And the half-time whistle does go. And that's been a very unsettling first 45 minutes here for Manchester City in what has been a pretty entertaining game of football. And Manchester City well and truly put under the cosh there first half. We got off to a good start. We took the lead. It was Phil Foden giving Manchester City the lead with an assist for Erling Haaland. But Brighton bounced back, find themselves an equaliser with a cracking finish from Enciso. And all of a sudden, we're level here at half-time. And plenty for Manchester City to think about at half-time. As we're just going to go through the stats for this game. I'm sure this will make very interesting reading, actually. City are having more of the possession, 61% to 39% in favour of Manchester City. But most interesting is these attacking stats. For all the ball that City have had, 6 shots, 2 on target, 1 goal. Okay. Brighton, 12 shots. Had double the amount of shots that City have had. 5 shots on target and 1 goal. Brighton haven't been clinical. They haven't had put their opportunities away. But that goal was a thing of beauty from Enciso. And yeah, very interesting. Very interesting indeed. We're looking at a very dynamic team who like to move that ball quickly. Who like to have shots. They like to be in your face, press and force that issue. And be very interesting to see what City choose to do to try and counteract this in the second half. Because at the moment, the only team that's going to be changing things up will be City. Because if you're Brighton heading in at half-time, you're just saying to the players, 45 more minutes of that. Because if they do that, there's every opportunity they come away. Not just with the point that's needed to mathematically secure Europa League football, but a win potentially as well. And that'll be a great result for them. Arguably their result of the season. So Mike not happy, saying City playing like crap. MCFC champion says shake it up, stick Johnny Stones in net, drag Paul Dickoff out of the studio, give him Haaland's shirt, whack him on. Wants the changes to be made to rest some legs. And to be honest, I think it's the makeshift defence that's causing the big issue here for City. It's put Rodri as a centre-back, when ideally you want him engineing that midfield. We haven't got that engine right there. They're struggling with their touches on the ball. Gundogan, De Bruyne are being put under pressure every time they receive the ball. Rico Lewis hasn't got the experience there and the level-headedness to help deal with Manchester City when put under pressure by Brighton. And it's just one of these games where I feel like if Man City wants to win this game, it would take a full-strength Manchester City team to go and do that. And let's not forget here that Brighton have made some changes themselves. 3 or 4 first-team players on the bench for them. But it's Brighton, to me, impressing more than Manchester City in that first half. But let's not forget also that Brighton have missed some good opportunities. But so have Manchester City. And City have created the opportunities. They've just not been very clinical in front of goal. At the end of the day, football is all about clinicalness and putting your chances away. And at the moment, 1-1, all to play for in the second half. But these stats don't make great reading. Other than the possession, great, but everything else, in terms of saves made, 4 for Ortega-Moreno, 1 for Jason Steele in goal for Brighton. Defensive stats, again, pretty level. 4 block shots for Brighton, 1 for City. 3 tackled, 1 for Brighton, 2 for City. But aerial duels, 5 for Brighton, 6 for Manchester City. Both teams have had 7 fouls, 1 and 1 yellow card at the moment going to Bernardo Silva, with City being put under the cosh. I'll tell you right now, City want 3 points from this. We need to up our game and up our game by a lot, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. Now, moving on to the scores from around the grounds. In the Scottish Premiership, all half-time scores: Aberdeen 2, St Mirren 0, Dundee United 0, Kilmarnock 2, Hibernian 0, Celtic 1, Livingston 0, Motherwell 1, Rangers 1, Hearts 1, and Ross County 0, St Johnstone 2. Into La Liga, some full-time scores: Elche 1, Sevilla 1, Real Madrid 2, Rayo Vallecano 1, and Villarreal 2, Cadiz 0. Also, you've got a couple of games taking place at 9 p.m. Espanyol taking on Atletico Madrid, and Real Betis taking on Getafe. Coppa Italia, Inter Milan playing right now in the Coppa Italia final, taking on Fiorentina. And at half-time, it's Fiorentina 1, Inter Milan 2, and a couple of goals for Lautaro Martinez, Man City's opponent, of course, in the Champions League final in just over 2 weeks' time. Moving on to the Under-20s World Cup, got a couple of games nearing their conclusions. 94th minute, Italy Under-20 0, Nigeria Under-21, and Senegal Under-20s 1, Israel Under-20s 1. You got a couple of games taking place at 10 p.m. You got Brazil taking on the Dominican Republic and Japan taking on Colombia. And that is keeping you all up to date with what is happening from around the ground. As Wildcats is happy. No injuries, but in terms of Man City's performance, certainly not the best. So I do have some halftime entertainment lined up for you guys to enjoy. So do go check out my partner channel, Mixed. His links and details, they are in the description if you want to go and like and subscribe over there. That would be much appreciated. He did a cocktail very recently from his Savoy cocktail book, which is the Zaza cocktail, which is your halftime entertainment for today. So sit back, relax, go and grab yourself some drinks. Don't forget to like the video. We're now more than halfway towards 100 likes. Subscribe if you're new around here. Do go and check out BetMate, today's video sponsor. Links and details there in the description. This is your halftime entertainment, the Zaza cocktail. Enjoy.
What's going on, guys? Mixed here, back again for another Savoy cocktail special. As is Easter Monday now, the last of the cocktail specials for Easter. So this is a little one, it's nice and quick, and it's simple but effective. It is the Zaza cocktail, so it's a 2-ingredient special list. So it's nice and easy to make. So it says in the book, it's a half a measurement of Dubonnet and half a measurement of dry gin, which is equal, in the terminology of the Savoy cocktail book, that is, so half is 30 ml or 1 ounce of each. So it's an easy one to make. So get your cocktail shaker and put in some ice cubes. So get your jigger. What we're going to do now is add the ingredients. So the first one into the tin is 30 ml or 1 ounce of dry gin. Next one, 30 ml or 1 ounce of Dubonnet. So I've never had it, it's like an aperitif, it's a herbal flavour. So put your lid on and give it a good hard shake, 8 to 10 seconds, get nice and chilled. So get your cocktail glass, a small one, I must add, and strain into it. And there we go, one Zaza cocktail. Happy Easter everyone, hope you've all had an awesome bank holiday 4-day weekend. I certainly have on this channel. Hopefully you've enjoyed some of these cocktails over Easter, because they are a delight to make. And this is a Zaza cocktail. How does it taste? Oh, very dark and it's very, very bitter. Because 2-ingredient, get straight to the point like that. It's got to say, no messing about, straight into it. You can certainly taste the herbal flavours coming from the Dubonnet mixed in with the gin, so it has that bitter taste. It's both quite bitter spirit, both on the sour side of the spirits. I like it more than what I should. I didn't think I'd like this cocktail too much, but I do. But if you like your bitter ones or more the sour ones, this is the cocktail for you, the Zaza cocktail. No mess about, straight into it. So that, guys, is a Zaza cocktail. What do you think of this cocktail? Have you ever made it from the Savoy cocktail book from the author Harry Craddock, the head bartender in 1930? As it's another classic. I think this is the first time we've had a cocktail that actually begins with Z, so it's new for the channel. But that, guys, is a Zaza cocktail. Hope you had an awesome Easter. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Mixed, as we are on the road to 2K, as we're now we're just over 100 subscribers to get to that goal. So we're approaching now 1 1.9k subscribers. So you guys are absolutely awesome. I do thank you all for support, and I will see you guys for my next cocktail video. Cheers.
Oh, thanks, Big Sid. I just remember my halftime thing was I was running. I was getting a drink. I remembered my halftime entertainment sort of long as normal. Whew. I made it. I made it. Anyway, we're nearly ready and set for the second half. And that was a very interesting game from how City were playing. There we go. I've had curry for tea. No, what did I have? Chicken. Winner, chicken dinner. What we've had. Well, I won't say no to a curry right now, to be honest. I'll be honest with you guys. Who doesn't like a curry? It's all about finding a good curry. That's the thing. Got to find a good one. Nobody wants a bit of deli belly, do they? I'm trying to think what City can do, really, to change that up for the second half. As I said, the biggest problem is our engine in midfield sitting in defence, and we've not got anybody that can come on, take over that role and push Rodri further up. I don't really see Phillips maybe to come on and cover at centre-back. Is that the best idea with how pressing and dominating Brighton have been? I don't know. I don't really know what else we've got. We'll see. We'll see what direction Man City look to take this one in. And this is actually our final midweek live stream of the season. In what has been a very long yet exciting and fair faces the prospect of being arguably the most successful season that we've ever had in our history ever. Fine margins. And this game and the Brentford game, I know some people can just say to themselves they could do without, to be honest. Everton, Bournemouth and Leicester, West Ham on Sky Sports. I'm not sure Man City are on TV, for our final game of the season. I think JSGC is going to be streaming off from his phone. I think JSGC is going to be using the streams from around the world. I think JSGC is going to be getting pop-ups again. Yeah, I don't think City are on TV for that final game. So I think we're going to be streaming. Let's have a look who BT Sport have got on. I mean, why would City be on TV? We've got nothing to play for, so with Brentford, so I don't see why that would be. So players make their way back out for the second half. So the Premier League have announced their games that are going to be on TV. So I'm just going to have a read of the article. There you go. See, none of the top 7 selected. So City aren't on TV. So Sky Sports have got Everton, Bournemouth and Leicester West Ham. And BT Sports got Leeds taking on Tottenham as they're going for the relegation clash with things to play for. So JSGC will be doing a live stream watch along, of course, of that Brentford game. But we're going to be viewing using streams from around the world, which will make life very entertaining for everyone. And I'll be keeping an eye on the relegation matches as well. As Brighton gets underway here for the second half. Would I rather City won the Champions League or the Glazers stayed as owner of United? I think I'll take the Champions League because whilst United fans like to kick off about how they think the Glazers are bad owners, the Glazers have invested money. They spend money like nobody's business, and regardless of who's in charge, I don't think that's going to change. So what you're basically giving me is a free hit at the Champions League, which I'm going to take every single day of the week. Now, if you used to say, would I rather win the FA Cup and beat Manchester United but lose the Champions League, or lose to Man United in the FA Cup and win the Champions League? That's a very difficult question. That is a very difficult question. Here's Bernardo Silva for Manchester City coming forward. And gives it to Rico Lewis. No changes then for City at the break. Rico Lewis gives it to John Stones. Rodri now to Rico Lewis under pressure. Does well. And Rodri can find Bernardo Silva in some space. A lot of running being done here by Manchester City. Here's Ilkay Gundogan now to Rico Lewis. He's got 2 ahead of him in space and he's used De Bruyne to his side. And De Bruyne nearly loses out on the ball there for City. Rodri then to Rico Lewis. Has time, has space. Foden wants it on the left, gets it on the left. And nearly dinks one over for De Bruyne. That's the right idea, though. Nice and direct. Here's Bernardo Silva now. Inside the Brighton half. Gundogan gives it to Rico Lewis. Here is Bernardo Silva. Foden. Looked like it just drifted offside. The flag doesn't go up. De Bruyne now to Bernardo. Floats into Haaland, goes for an acrobatic shot and doesn't get it right, unlike Southampton away. He has a smile on his face. See what Haaland's aiming for there. Doesn't get it right and goes into the sky in the end there from Erling Haaland, and out for a goal kick to Brighton. And better from the ball there from Manchester City. So City dominated for 2.5 minutes with the ball and managed to create themselves an opportunity. That's not giving Brighton too much, as I'm sure City will just be looking to try and take that momentum away from Brighton. Another header won by City and Rodri, and here's Gundo now. Inside the Brighton half once more, there's the run of Bernardo Silva, the pass comes in. They did enough Brighton, but gathered back by City, and Foden can go across the box with a ball, and Brighton in the end can crowd that one out at the back post. Kyle Walker does well to win that ball back for City. De Bruyne gives it to Mahrez. De Bruyne once more gives it to Haaland. Gundo's waiting. Put it across goal. He does! And it's just wide from Ilkay Gundogan. It's one of them. It needs to either find the back of the net or be dragged a little bit more because Foden was crying for the ball at the back post. And in the end, it dissects past the back post and past Foden and out for a goal kick. It remains 1-1 here. And Man City look like they're going to be preparing their first change, and it's going to be Cole Palmer. Played well against Chelsea. It's going to be coming on. Corner here for City. It must have taken a little deflection on the way through on that shot. And here's Foden into the penalty area. Gives it to Rico Lewis with a shot, and gathered up well by Jason Steele. And Brighton can have a little bit of respite on their goal, which I'm sure they'll be happy with, because this has been 5 minutes of domination from Manchester City so far. So, guys, don't forget, leave a thumbs up. We're 44 likes away from 100 likes. Any help towards that would be much appreciated. Also, don't forget as well to subscribe if you are new around here. And do go and check out today's video sponsor, BetMate. Links and details. They're in the description and also in the live chat. And just all of a sudden, Brighton's fluent style of play isn't really there, and Phil Foden's going to come off here for Manchester City, and Cole Palmer is going to come on. Phil Foden started the last game, of course, for City as well. City just looking to... I don't think there's anything wrong with Foden. I think City are just looking here to rest some players. Foden's done a lot of minutes, and I think if City had the cover, Kyle Walker would have been coming on off for City, but as it is, they haven't. I don't think that they will, which I presume hopefully we'll have some of our defenders back, that Kyle Walker can have his rest. He can have a full rest in our next game against Brentford. So 2 subs being prepared here by Brighton, as they're going to look to try and get a little bit more of a grip onto this game for the second half. And Cisco scored that wonderful goal. Absolute beautiful goal for Brighton. He comes off. And it's going to be Alexis Mac Allister that's going to come on for him. We're also going to see Evan Ferguson coming on. And it's Billy Gilmore that's going to make way for Evan Ferguson. So a couple of attacking options brought on there for Brighton. Manchester City fan, thanks for tuning in. Smarter, thanks for tuning in as well. We don't have a strong bench. There's a very inexperienced bench. There are more first teamers on the bench, but they're not seasoned, experienced professionals. I'm talking the likes of Kalvin Phillips, Sergio Gomez, Julian Alvarez. All players that have been at City for less than 12 months, who are still in that learning phase of their game. There's not really that option for City, as Erling Haaland takes control of that ball, moved well to the left. Gundo gives it to Cole Palmer. He'll play with no fear, I'm sure. He wants to have a crack himself, and it's a good save from Jason Steele. Good effort that from Cole Palmer. There was options. Gundogan were crying for it on the edge of the penalty area. Cole Palmer, and maybe he's had instructions from the coaches. Be direct. Have a pop. It just opens up nicely for him onto his left foot. Has a shot and it forces the save. It's good stuff from the young man. And over the last game and a bit, he's impressed me, Cole Palmer. He's turning it round, because if you was to ask me 2 weeks ago, what do I want to do with Cole Palmer in the summer, I'd be telling you either loan him out or sell him with a buyback option. But over the last couple of games, I've been pretty impressed with what I've seen. And maybe there might just be a spot in City's squad next season for Cole Palmer, of course. Here is Ortega-Moreno then for Manchester City. So it's been all Man City first 8 minutes or so here. A good ball forward from Ortega-Moreno. City clearly just looking for a little bit more control. And that's great work from Bernardo Silva out from the back. Rodri looking to sidestep his way out of trouble. Finds Rico Lewis. He had to beat 2 players on the press there, Rodri. I think the Brighton attackers certainly wanting to target Rodri in that centre-back position. He's not a weakness. He's a fantastic player for City, but in that position, maybe Brighton smell blood, but City just distributing it and working their way out of bother. Here's Cole Palmer. Threads one through to Bernardo Silva. Referee says coming together there. No penalty for Manchester City. Bernardo Silva having words there. Bernardo not happy about that. And he deliberately just pulls his shirt back right on the edge of the penalty area. It should have been a free kick. Look at that commentator. Bernardo's made the most of it. It's a clear pullback. Defender knows exactly what he's doing there to make sure he does it just outside the penalty area to make sure it isn't a penalty. That's terrible from Ortega-Moreno. Pascal Gross couldn't sort his feet out to have an ambitious chip. And in the end, pass forward, not the best. And Johnny Stones hasn't got this one clear. And shot comes in and it's well saved from Ortega-Moreno. It was Evans with the shot, Evan Ferguson. And a good save in the end. Poor defending that from Johnny Stones. Couldn't get it clear. Evan Ferguson with a shot and a good save from Stefan Ortega-Moreno. And more defending here for City to do. As we're now just 41 likes away from 100 likes. Corner comes in, flicked in towards the back post. City can get a block in. Mitoma with the ball now. He's caused Kyle Walker a lot of problems in this game. He's done a cracking job over two legs with Real Madrid and dealing with Vinicius Jr., arguably the best winger or attacker in the world. Gets Mitoma coming up here. There's Mitoma with a shot. Gets excited and it's high over the crossbar. Difficult one to control. That would have been a cracking finish if we put that into the back of the net. As it is. Into the stands. KDB's game done and dusted here then. 56 minutes in. He makes way for Manchester City. Another 60 minutes under his belt to try and keep him nice and crisp, nice and fresh. And Julian Alvarez that comes on. I mean, Ortega-Moreno just fired a pass in at Rodri there inside our own penalty area. And not the best that from Brighton. And cheaply giving the ball away to Manchester City. And Johnny Stones can force Manchester City forward. Here is Cole Palmer now up against Pascal Gross. To the byline, turns, and it's a good defending that from Pascal Gross. Cole Palmer does well to keep hold of the ball. Fending off pressure from Gross. And that's not a great pass out from Cole Palmer. And out for a throw into Brighton. And all momentum there from City bursting forward, just taken off us. Well won back that from City. Haaland gets the flick on. Brighton can get it clear now through Pascal Gross. So it's very much like we're seeing Pascal Gross playing as more like a right back, which is equally allowing Caicedo just to drop a little bit deeper just in front of the defenders. And Alvarez needs a bit of support, and City do get a free kick, which Mahrez wants to take quickly. So opportunity is going to be Alvarez playing behind the striker. I wonder who else Man City might look towards the bench with. Sergio Gomez, Kalvin Phillips. You want to give anybody else a rest? Maybe a Gundo for Kalvin Phillips. Here's Cole Palmer. Good work here. Here is Ilkay Gundogan. Gives the ball to Kyle Walker. He wants a shot himself. Not the right option. And out for a goal kick to Brighton. So it has been a better 15 minutes from City, but still the goal lacks. Here's Brighton then. Sends the ball long and forward. Walker wants to turn and he can. Mahrez can pick the ball up now for City. Gundogan just loses out on the ball, and because they've pressed high, there's 5 forward here. Here's Evan Ferguson, and it's not great from Brighton. And that link-up play that was confident and looked so good in the first half just looks a bit disjointed here in the second. Welbeck does well under pressure on Alvarez to put the pressure on and win that ball back. Here's Caicedo with a shot well blocked by John Stones. Again, Brighton just looking to get up ahead of steam. Sam, thank you for tuning in. Much appreciated. Rico Lewis can get that ball back off Pascal Gross, and City will get a well-timed free kick as well just to take that sting away. And Man City can just come up the field with the ball. And it's all about just trying to take the sting out of this game and slow this game down. Brighton certainly not pressing and forcing the issue as much, and not got as much control in this second half as what they had in the first, but they're having just little pockets, little spells where they do still have it in them, and that's what City, I think, need to be really careful of. Here's Bernardo Silva to Cole Palmer on the left. Keeps it in. Drives City forward into the penalty area. Low cross comes in. Cleared at the near post by Brighton. Not the best of balls in that from Cole Palmer. I'm drinking Sprite, John. Just lemonade. Here's Kyle Walker then. Works the ball back to John Stones. Ortega-Moreno. Gives it to Gundogan, dropping the shoulder, and he can come forward. Alvarez. Gundogan back to Bernardo. Gundo once more. Bernardo Silva. Gundogan. Here's Julian Alvarez. Looked like he'd just been pulled back. Not given. Gundogan now to Rodri, and he can come forward. And that's an awful pass from Rodri. Right between Rico Lewis and Cole Palmer. Rodri's not really been on it today. Kyle Walker then to Riyad Mahrez. City want the free kick. Referee says no. Cross comes in then from Brighton, and Mitoma finds the shot. Ortega-Moreno clatters into Mitoma in making the save. It's almost like slow motion, that from Manchester City. Good save, that from Ortega-Moreno. And Brighton can have a corner. Which is going to be taken by Pascal Gross. Gross then with the corner towards the near post, flicked towards the back post, and Manchester City can get that one clear. Brighton then turned down the opportunity to put a ball into the box on the right-hand side. They're working it across instead. Pascal Gross working it to the left-hand side. Caicedo had nowhere to go there and just forced backwards, and Man City now just push their back line further forward. Here's Mitoma. And Mahrez does well there. And wins the ball back for City. Here's Alvarez. Floats one in towards Haaland. Takes a good touch and a shot comes in and it's wide. MCFC, I'm not too sure what you're on about where there's a C. Are you on about the JSGC logo? If so, that C on the JSGC logo is the C in JSGC. That's all I can think of. Other than that, I can't see a C on my screen. This referee's been inept. This referee's been terrible, and here's Mitoma now. Anyway, don't forget, leave a thumbs up. 40 likes to go to 100 likes. Subscribe if you're new around here. BetMate, today's video sponsor. Links and details in the description. And also in the live chat. Here's Mitoma then. 23 minutes remaining here in Brighton. 1-1. And that'll be a goal kick to Manchester City, which Mitoma and the Brighton fans not happy about. I'll go on my phone and have a look, see if I can see what you're seeing. And have a look. Brighton are starting to knock the ball around. That's good defending from Riyad Mahrez, and Man City can come forward and get themselves a nice free kick. No, I can see on my phone exactly what's on my screen. I don't know what C you're on about. A white circle. It's my logo. Are you on about my logo? Are you on about the JSGC logo? I think you're on about the JSGC logo. So nearly 70 minutes in, and this game's just starting to fizzle out. Here is Alvarez. Let me know when you've sent that email, because I want to see it. I am convinced it will be my logo. So you said white circle, logo. Here is Cole Palmer then, left-hand side to Bernardo. Gundo. Palmer. Brighton have had 18 shots, the most of any team this season against Manchester City. Liverpool the next on 13. Here's Rico Lewis, still coming forward, does really well. Alvarez now, chopped down, and that'll be a free kick. He wanted to give a free kick twice for Rico Lewis before. And it's Caicedo on. Julian Alvarez and a free kick for City then. So 19 minutes remaining. Pep Guardiola's putting a ball in. Quick ball sent in. Here's Rodri then to Alvarez, Lewis. Alvarez once more. It's been everywhere, Alvarez, since coming on. And MCFC champions. My email's in the description. Just press more info. You'll find it in there. Just under where it says inquiries, where I've got my links to like my Twitter and my Instagram, and directly below that you've got inquiries, which is where my email is. It's just jsgc171@gmail.com is my email. Here is Ortega-Moreno then. And I think Man City are happy to have taken Brighton's sting away from this game and might have just have a pop here last 10 minutes or so. Here's Ortega-Moreno. Gives it to Gundogan. Rodri. S. Mirren says, concerned about Haaland's form. Can't convert goals that he seems to have been scoring all season. I think Erling Haaland's just started to adapt more to his role at Manchester City. That his job sometimes is to drop a little bit deeper. His job sometimes is to drift here and there, to pop into the space and be where he needs to be. There's been other times in games where he's been very isolated. There's been other times in games where he's just not been involved at all, yet come away and scored 1 or 2 goals by having very few touches. As City have a shot coming from range, referee stops the play. As we are now just 38 likes away from 100 likes. So making some progress towards 100 likes. Any help towards that would be great. Brighton then make a couple more changes. I am intrigued, MCFC champions. Let's have a look. Whilst Brighton make these couple of changes. Yeah, it's my logo. So, Veltman and Undav come on for Wimonti and Welbeck. I do see it. It's my logo. And here's Brighton into a great position. Cross comes in. That's the wrong choice. Should have gone for goal there. He's picked up by Gross at the back post. And that looked like it might have touched an arm. Referee says no. And shot comes in. Oh, wow. That was desperately close. I can accept one worldly, but a second. That is desperately unlucky. Wow. Desperately unlucky from Brighton. And City survive. And City can come forward now. And that should be a free kick for City. What? He's giving a free kick for Brighton? Oh, this referee's clowning around, man. He's clowning around. Brighton choosing this as their opportunity to have a pop at Manchester City. Jason Steele then knocks one in towards Evan Ferguson. And he's given another free kick. This referee's an absolute joke. This is up there with probably top 5 worst refereeing performances I've seen this season. Time and time again, any 50-50 challenges for Brighton. And then for Manchester City, just not given. It's just... Anyway, here's Stones coming forward for City. Alan, thanks for tuning in. Here's Cole Palmer. Andrew, thanks for tuning in as well. Here's Cole Palmer. Towards the back post, and Haaland surely backing in amongst the goals, and Manchester City are ahead here. He missed a pretty good opportunity in the first half with a header sent to the back post. He isn't missing a second time. And into the back of the net, and Manchester City lead, and Haaland with the goal. And he's now just 3 goals away from that majestic 40-goal mark. That is, who was that defending at the back post? Just stood still. You can't do that with Erling Haaland around. Just stand still and let him have a free header at the back post. Bam! Great ball in from Cole Palmer. And now they're going to the check. What are they checking for? This is 100%. 100% getting chalked off. If they've sent him over to the screen, and Erling Haaland pulling of a shirt. So Erling Haaland gets pushed first before pulling his shirt. To me, he's 50-50. And he's overturned it. Absolute joke. Absolute joke. I'm upgrading the referee now to second worst refereeing decision. Worst referee that I've seen this season. Manchester United away is taking first spot. But that's an absolute joke. Haaland gets shoved. So in response, pulled. And then scores the goal. Pep Guardiola is furious about this. Absolute joke of a decision. Here's Brighton coming forward now. And they head it over the top of the crossbar. So it's Man City's turn to have a goal chalked out. Brighton have already had... They had, was it 1 or 2 goals ruled out in this game? I can't remember. I can only remember one. The Welbeck one. I mean, these commentators have been inept as well. To go along with the refereeing decisions. As Sergio Gomez is going to come on for Manchester City. And I agree with Andrew. VAR's not the thing that's wrong here. It's the people that are using VAR that's wrong. As Brighton thread a ball through, and that'll be cut out by Ortega-Moreno. Well, Pep Guardiola's having a right go at somebody. Literally just shoved the linesman out the way, and this isn't good. John Stones has gone down. Not too sure what's wrong with John Stones. I don't know whether it's just tactical from John Stones. I think Pep Guardiola's getting booked here. Man City do it tactically. Newcastle do it the dark arts. I like that. Anyway, Johnny Stones has come off. Sergio Gomez has come on. Kalvin Phillips is also going to come on. I'm not sure who else has gone off. It's Bernardo Silva. I'm not too sure what's up with John Stones. The good news is Stones hasn't gone down the tunnel, but the physios are just speaking with him on the bench. Naturally means John Stones. I mean, we're at a point now, if it's anything serious here, you rest John Stones. against Brentford, don't you? You don't play him. You give him a rest and let him go against United, and as long as he's 80% or so, you let him go, you let him play. As I said, it was one of these games where it was important that Man City came away unscathed, and I'm hoping that we will come away unscathed, and that Stones injury isn't an injury and it's just a precaution. He wants to come off, 84 minutes into a high-pressured game, a bit of cramp, something's tightening up. I'm not too sure. Big games coming up. Get me off that pitch, because this isn't that important. Here's Rodri then for City. 5 minutes to see if we can find a legit goal here. Kalvin Phillips works the ball back to Sergio Gomez. It's been a better second half performance for this from City. We might not end up going on to win this game. Always a difficult place to come, the Amex, and the form that Brighton have had this season, and how well that they've played. There's throwing given to Brighton there as a surprise. I mean, I get where they're coming from with the shirt pull. The problem is the defender twice pushed Haaland. There was a clear push twice. Now, if Haaland goes down on that weak push, it's not a penalty, because there's not that much in it. In retaliation to being pushed twice, he pulls. Which is a good saying of 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. The defender needs to be stronger. If you're going to be defending against somebody who's 6'4", and you're going to be pushing them to try and keep them away, expect a physical battle. Now, if there's no pushes and Haaland just pulls his shirt and it's a foul, but because he's gone into a physical altercation with Haaland, pushed him twice, has then provoked him to the pull. And to me, the goal should have stood. I also wonder why the referee needed a VAR if he thought that was a free kick, because the linesman had a brilliant angle of it. The referee had a good angle of it. And if we didn't have VAR, they were happy for that goal to stand. And they're happy for that goal to stand because it is 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. And the referee isn't going to go over to that screen, look at it when he's been told to go and look at it, to say, actually, what I saw was correct and I'm going to stick with my original decision. I think it's a very brave referee to do that. We've not seen, how often have we seen it? Once or twice this season? 99 times out of 100, the referee goes over to the screen, is going to be agreeing with what the official behind the screen is saying for them to check for. And to me, he's given the free kick, he insinuated, he said it's for the pull. But he got pushed twice. And as I said, Haaland goes to ground on the push. Is it a penalty? Absolutely not. So why is it a free kick for the retaliation of a pull from a push? I think the defender just needs to be stronger, to be honest. I thought it was weak, poor defending. As I said, second worst referee I've seen this season. Rightio then, guys. Leave a thumbs up. That'd be much appreciated. Subscribe if you're new around here. Press that red button, press the bell, and put your push notifications on. Do go and check out today's video. Sponsor BetMate. Links and details there in the description and also in the live chat. Free kick then for City. Whipped in. It's a good ball in and headed over the top of the crossbar and out for a goal kick to Brighton. So it's time to give my man of the match for today. I think my JSGC man of the match today, I mean, it's not been the cleanest performance from City, to be honest. Sky Sports have given it to Enciso. He scored a cracking goal. I think... I really don't know. Here is Gundo. As we're into the first of 4 minutes added on here. Here is Mahrez. Gives it to Haaland. Brighton can defend that one out. And they can come away with the ball here. And that should have been dealt with much sooner from City. And not the best of passes from Brighton. And Rico Lewis can get that one clear for City. And actually City can mop that up pretty nicely. As Man City want a free kick. Referee says no. And Manchester City make a good challenge to win that back through Gundogan. Here's Erling Haaland. He goes down. That'll be a free kick. And Van Heck goes into the book. FIFA, it was 2-1. It got ruled out through VAR. And the first of 4 minutes through here. Question is, are we going to find a winner? Can Man City keep up their Premier League winning streak? Or is it going to come to an end today? In what is, in the grand scheme of things, very unimportant. A Premier League winning streak when the Premier League's done and dusted means very little to Manchester City. Injury-free sounds better. It's been a good performance from Brighton. First half, very, very good. Second half, City got to grips better. And it just smelt of Man City dropping points in the build-up to me with how much Pep Guardiola has been praising. A Pep Guardiola praise means a Pep Guardiola respect and laying off and taking things cautiously, and Man City not playing their normal game, which normally means Man City dropping points. Here's Cole Palmer. As I said, Inter and Man United will be making some serious notes about how Brighton have played. Brighton, the team that's had the most shots against Manchester City this season. The thing that's in Man City's favour is it won't be this team that's out against Man United. It won't be this team that's out against Inter Milan. You'll have a Ruben Dias at the back, so there won't be gaps to create left, right and centre. There'll be a Rodri in midfield that's driving the engine of the midfield forward. You'll get a full 90 minutes out of the likes of Kevin De Bruyne and Bernardo Silva, will probably be playing on the right wing, and there'll be a Jack Grealish. It just becomes a different ball game. Fine making the changes against Chelsea because they're not very good. Brighton are much more disciplined. They're a better team. They're organised. They're a good team. Making changes and rotating the team. A rotated team's going to struggle against Brighton. Let's not forget, Brighton have made some changes as well in this game. And dare I suggest a 1-1 might be a fair reflection on this game, as Alvarez can't take the touch. I mean, I'm struggling for my JSGC man of the match here today. I've not really had too many standout performances. As Cross comes in, it was deep. It looked like there was an offside in there, but not given. Ball sent in deep, headed clear by City. Who gets my... Who's impressed? That's the question. I think I'm going to give it. Thank you very much, Mixid. Appreciate it. Thank you, Keith, as well. Appreciate it. I think I'm going to give my JSGC man of the match today to Rico Lewis. Definitely not the ref. As the referee does bring an end to the game and the full-time whistle does go, and Manchester City drop points. And Brighton, I think it might be Brighton's first ever point against City, actually. And Brighton, it's the point that sees them qualify for the Europa League mathematically. It means their game with Aston Villa at the weekend means absolutely nothing. And Brighton, the players have got big smiles on their faces. They're going to go and celebrate, because why not? They've just made it into the Europa League, so congratulations to them. For Manchester City, it's all about John Stones getting checked out. What does Pep say after the game about John Stones' injury? That's the bigger concern here for Manchester City. But as it is, our final game, midweek that is, and our game in hand done and dusted. We've got one more game in the Premier League to go on Sunday against Brighton and Hove Albion. That'll be on the road as well. So we'll have that to look forward to. We will have a stream out on Sunday, and hopefully JSGC will be able to, without pop-ups, find a stream and do a good live watch-along for you guys to enjoy. So I will see you guys for that. Much appreciated. So don't forget, leave a thumbs up. That would be much appreciated. We're aiming for 100 likes. We are 34 likes away. I think in the post-production we might struggle, but we'll give it a go anyway. Why not? So please do leave a thumbs up. That would be great. Also, don't forget as well to go and check out my social media links. They're in the description below and on the yellow banner too if you want to go and search for me and follow me on my Twitter and Instagram. TikTok link also in the description if you want to go and follow me on my TikTok. Email also in the description and on the yellow banner too if you want to go and hit me up for any sponsorships or any videos or any general business inquiries. Do you reckon Pep Guardiola saying to Alexis Mac Allister there, do you want to come and join us in the summer? We'll see. He'll accept for Liverpool though, so there we go. Also, don't forget as well to leave your thoughts in the chat if you are still tuning in. That would be much appreciated. Or in the comments if you're watching this after the game. That would be great as well. And also don't forget as well to go and check out today's video sponsor, BetMate. Links and details, they are in the description. So the winner of my little pot that I entered today isn't JSGC. JSGC got into a very respectable position, 37 points, 3 points behind the winner, which goes to Nathan Lahr. So well done to him. He made it up with full of Manchester City players, but his captain Phil Foden worked wonders for him, and he wins the pot of £15. So congrats to him. And I will see you guys again on Sunday for the game against Brentford. So I'll see you then. So I've been JSGC. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope everyone is safe and well. I'll have my review video out within the hour as well for you guys to look forward to. Peace. Ciao for now.